I love this serger. Today I'm going to show you the Baby Lock Victory. And I'm going to show you 4 different things, probably 4 of my very favorite things that this Baby Lock Victory does, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move my camera and change it over to my machine. There we go. Okay. All righty. So that's our Baby Lock Victory. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how easy it is to make a ruffle on this machine. So this machine has our automatic thread delivery system. And you can see there are no controls here. So you don't have to do anything in order to change any of the tension settings. All you have to do is change your stitch selector. The machine reads what size thread that you have, and it also gives you a sense of how thick the fabric is. So you don't really have to do any sort of changes, okay? All right, so in order to create a ruffle, real quick and easy, all you have to do is take this differential feed and you're going to move it all the way up to 2, okay? And then after you've moved that differential feed up to 2, you're going to come over here and you're going to increase your stitch length to 4, and you're going to increase your stitch width to 7.5. So it's very easy to remember. You're just going to go as wide as you can possibly go with the stitch width and as wide as you can possibly go with the stitch length, all right? So the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to raise our knife and raise our needles up, because that's kind of a nice way to start. I'm going to raise my presser foot, and then I'm going to get my fabric right up to the edge of that knife. And then I'm going to begin stitching, okay? And I'm going to just hold my fabric over here, and I'm going to give it a little push up here, okay? All righty, here we go. Okay, and just that quickly, you have a lovely ruffle, okay? Now, if you want that ruffle to be even more ruffled, all you have to do is give it a little bit of a clip, get your tweezers out. You're going to find your needle threads, which are right here, these little 2 straight threads, and you're going to pull those needle threads out, and then you're just going to give them a tug. And that's going to tighten that ruffle as tight as you need it to be. This is something that I love to do, and that is I really love to make piping, okay? Now, this pillow right here I made on the Victory Serger, and I put this lovely piping in and also was able to put this zipper in. It happens really quickly. I made this pillow in about 30 minutes, okay? So let me show you how easy it is to make piping on the Victory Serger. Here we go. So to make piping, we're going to do a couple of things, okay? Now, we're going to use this is our cording foot, okay? And I'm actually using our 5mm cording foot. There are actually 13 different feet that you can get for your Victory machine. These are elastic insertion foots, cording feet, hemming foot. There are just any number of feet that you can use on the machine and really be super creative in your project. This cording foot I love to use for both piping, and also you're going to see me use it later on whenever I put a zipper in. So all you have to do in order to create piping is you're going to get about 1.5 inches width of fabric, and you're going to fold it over. You're going to make sort of like a hot dog bun, and you're going to put your cording inside your hot dog bun, okay? And then you're going to change your settings just a bit, all right? And let me show you how you're going to change your settings to make piping. The settings are just a little bit different for making piping than they are for creating piping, than they are for inserting. So what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that our stitch selector is on A. We're going to pop that differential feed all the way down to N. And then we're going to move our stitch width, as you can see, keep that at 7.5, but we're going to move our stitch length to about a 2.5, okay? All right, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to insert our piping in, and we're going to give it a stitch, and you can see how easy it is. You see that cording fits right inside of that channel, and in no time at all, you've created a lovely piping. Super easy, super fast. Now, in order to insert your piping, you're going to change your stitch width to a 5.5, okay? And we're going to go right here to a 5.5. And then we're going to simply lay it atop whatever it is that we want to put it on, okay? And I'm just going to put it on top of this ruffle so that you can see how easy it is to insert. And then I'm just going to put a little piece of, I'm going to lay another piece of fabric right on top of it, just so that we can see what it looks like once it's inside this fabric, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to slip it under here, give it a little stitch, and you can see that I'm going to hold that all together. I'm going to stitch it up. And this is where your automatic thread delivery sensor is your best friend, because in spite of all these thicknesses, it's going over very easily. And another thing that's really lovely about this Victory Serger is you have actually 6 millimeters of lift on your presser foot. So that enables you to get quilts underneath your presser foot. Okay, so there we go. We have that nice little piping inside just above our ruffle. Super easy, super fast. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to do piping on your sewing machine. It is doable, but this is just so much faster. And look how nice and neat the inside is. Let's go to our third, and that is we're going to create a rolled hem. And one of the things that I really love doing is using decorative thread, okay? And I'm just going to show you how quick and easy it is to change from a 2 needle stitch to a 1 needle stitch. So you can see that I just clipped my thread, okay? So I'm going to use my screwdriver, and very easily, very quickly, I'm going to unscrew that needle. I'm going to pop the needle out. Oops, drop it down the bottom of my machine. That was an accident. Let me get my tweezers and pull that out. The cool thing is if you actually drop it into the bottom of your machine, we have this cool little needle catcher down there, so that if it drops in the bottom, you can very easily pull it out in that little needle catcher. So now I'm going to change my stitch selector to B. And then in order to do a rolled hem, I'm going to also change my upper looper thread, because I want to put this lovely Madeira Decora thread in it, because I just want you to see the difference it makes whenever you're using these Decora threads. And what happens, this is just kind of a fun thing. This is a purse strap that I made, and it's using the technique that I'm getting ready to show you. So there's a rolled hem, but also I'm going to show you a 3-thread wide. And you can do a 3-thread wide on some chiffon, and then you just braid it together and you have this lovely little purse strap. So this machine will enable you to do all sorts of fun things. Now I'm going to take my Decora and I'm going to replace my upper looper regular serger thread for a Decora. And then I'm going to, I'll show you how this works. And you can see that even with this sort of thick thread, I can use my jet air threading. So I'm going to make sure that I have everything set properly. I'm going to pop a little thread down there, push it, and you saw it shoot right out of the side. Okay, that's all there is to it. Now my machine is threaded with a lovely Decora thread. I'm going to set my machine at an M5, and then I'm going to go over down here, and you can see right here it's marked very clearly for me. It says rolled hem. So I'm going to put that on a number 1 rolled hem, okay? And then I'm going to show you how lovely the rolled hem is on this machine. I'm going to raise my presser foot. I'm going to move all the way to the edge of my knife, which is a really nice way to start your stitching. Lower my presser foot. And then I'm going to release my, there we go, my tube. Then I'm going to give this a little clip so that it doesn't get in the way. And there you go. There's that lovely rolled hem. You can see how it rolls over. It actually turns the hem right over. Now you can make it even more narrow if you want. If you want it to be a little bit more narrow than I've made it, you can make it more narrow than that. You can make it even thicker. This may be what I'm getting ready to show you right now, might be my favorite thing. But before I show you that, I do want to mention this, and that is quilters always ask me if you can quilt on one of these machines. This is what quilters have a hard time believing. Can you achieve a perfect 1/4 inch seam on the Victory Serger? And absolutely you can. So let me just show you how you set that up for a perfect 1/4 inch seam. So what we're going to do, okay, here's our measurement. You may or may not be able to see that. Let me get it close enough so that you can see it. So we can see that we have a perfect 1/4 inch right here. In order to achieve that perfect 1/4 inch seam, what we're going to do then is we're going to put our stitch width at M. Okay, and you can kind of see that, although it's a little dark over there in that corner. Okay, stitch width at M. And so it doesn't really matter what your stitch length is. I have it at 2 just because I like that stitch length. But what we're going to pay really close attention to is this line right here, because we want to stay right inside of our knife. Okay, all right, so here we go. If you gave yourself a 1/4 inch hem, a 1/4 inch seam for your stitching, then all you're going to have to do is you're going to keep it right inside. You're not going to cut any off. Okay. All right. And let's see if we can make sure that we actually have our 1/4 inch hem. All right. So I have put down my measuring, and I don't know where I put it. So we're going to wait on that for just a few minutes until I find my perfect measuring. Okay. All right. So while I'm looking for that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our how to make the quickest 10-minute bag ever. And so let me show you how to set your machine up for that. So we're going to set our stitch length at 3. We're going to set our stitch width at 5. Okay. So there's our stitch width at 5. All right. And we have our only one needle in. We don't have both of our needles in. And I have this piece of fabric that I've already quilted on my Solaris. And you can see it's already, it's got kind of a nice outside. And then I have a zipper. My zipper is always going to be 4 inches longer than my actual, what I'm attaching it to. Okay. So I'm going to zip that zipper up. And then again, I have my cording foot on, okay? And I'm going to stitch, I'm going to start my needle, my zipper in just a little bit early. This is also easy, you guys. Anybody can do this. When you first get your machine in, this is all so doable. Okay, and I'm just going to stitch the zipper on, keeping the edges even right here. Okay, so there's one side. And the lovely thing about this is that now you don't have that ugly, unfinished side to your zipper. You have a beautiful finished zipper side, okay? And look, because I'm using that Decora thread, it's really kind of pretty on the inside. All right, so now let me show you how to do the other side. All right, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Okay, so that's kind of a lovely stitched zipper. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to unzip it, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, so we're going to put our zipper right sides together, and we're just going to stitch right down that side. Okay, a little bit easier to stitch whenever it's unzipped. So I'm going to make a little clip right here so I can remember where I started the edge. And again, you can do this in about 10 minutes at your house. Purchase that machine and you'll have all of your Christmas presents done. Keep my little side right there. Make sure that clip is even with the edge. Raise my zipper. Raise my presser foot. Stitch. I just want you guys to see how easy it is to do this project. And I just wanted you to know that the minute you get this machine, these things are available. Babylock has a free 30-day instructions for all of your machines. and you get Baby Lock Sewist for 30 days, and you can go on, and there are over 800 videos that will show you how to do everything that I'm showing you today. Okay, so there's the second side of my zipper. Now all I have to do is zip it halfway up, and I'm going to show you how you can go over this really super thick fabric, okay? And that's that 6 millimeters of rise on this presser foot. All right, we're going to, and you can see I'm getting ready to go over this zipper, okay? I'm going to go kind of slowly, and you can see that my knife is going to cut that zipper right off. And then I'm going to go slowly over the zipper so I don't break a needle. Okay, there it went, right over that zipper. And then on this side, I just want to make sure that my zippers are even. Okay. Got my Christmas bag almost made here. Again, it goes really high, and so this is 4 thicknesses of fabric plus an inner lining, and it has no trouble going over that. This is a small but mighty machine. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it right side out. Okay, and let me pop it out right here, zip it up. You can see we have a completed bag, and it took me, what, 5 minutes to create that bag? So these are just a few of the many things that you can do with this machine.